month, since probably a little bit more than that, since we did our last podcast together. I think the last thing we were talking about was leading up to the Chamber or before the Chamber, because I think we were just talking about the Royal Rumble. That was the last time we talked, because we didn't even do one for the Chamber of WrestleMania. We just did the Rumble, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we did. We skipped the Chamber one.
Yeah, we skipped the Chamber and the Rumble. So, guys, we just basically want to get right into it, basically. What you think we should talk about, NBA first or WWE?
Really don't matter to me.
I think we should cover WWE since it's been a longer wait for that one. So a lot of people, and Cody knows this, they're not happy with the direction of, the outcome of the main event of WrestleMania. When I mean that, I mean like Roman not losing his title to Cody Rhodes. But
Yeah,
it just makes sense from a business perspective for Roman Reigns to be the guy. I was explaining this to someone. Roman Reigns brought the company from, I think, 10 million viewers a week before his title reign up to 70 million views a week. This is the highest viewed wrestling product since the 90s, and that's Attitude Era. What does that tell you? That tells you that Roman Reigns is good for business. He's not just a great champion. The Bloodline is the best segment going. Let's be honest. The only reason why any uncasual viewer is watching the sport again is because of Roman Reigns. Not because of Cody Rhodes, not because they love the WWE, not because they miss wrestling. It's because of Roman Reigns. He's selling a product similar to Cena, similar to The Rock, and like Stone Cold.
and it's like the storyline, the whole what's happening with the bloodline and stuff. It's more like entertaining, and then go watch it. You never know kind of what's gonna happen. Like you're like, is this the week that Jay turns on the bloodline?
Yeah, the suspense. It's like you just don't know what's going to happen.
With Cody Rhodes, you kind of happen. He says the same thing every time when he does a promo. So, Boston, what do you want to talk about? Talk about this. And he just came back just last year's WrestleMania, after being away 6 years. It's been there since he debuted on the 12th, 2000 Survivor Series in 2022. Even before he was in NXT, so he's been with the company and never left.
Yeah. So the thing about Cody Rhodes that I do not like, and maybe I'm looking at it from a personal thing. Vince started this shit in 2019 where it's like, we ran out of champions. Let's throw the belt on a mid card because we ran out of champions. Now, you remember there was this weird era in 2019 where guys like Kofi Kingston was winning the fucking belt, Drew McIntyre was winning the fucking belt, Jinder Mahal was winning the belt, Sheamus was winning the belt, Miz won it again, Daniel Bryan won it again. I mean, like, it was a weird time when Vince was just like, give this belt to the guys that's been here for a long time in the company, but they never made it to the mountaintop because, this is the COVID era shit, and we don't know what to do with this title. It was just a strange time for wrestling, and that's what I was trying to tell one of my friends. Everybody don't deserve to be champion. They don't. They just don't deserve to be fucking champion. I think everybody looks at the product differently. I feel like if you look the champion, you walk the champion, you talk the champion, you're the champion. I mean, just because you're a hot commodity doesn't mean you have to be the champion. Let's use an example of that, right? I think Shawn Michaels is one of the hottest wrestlers of all time, but he's not a decorated champion. Like, you don't remember any of Shawn Michaels' title reigns. I don't. And that's not to discredit or to break down Shawn Michaels, but he's more of a household name for what I do in the ring, but he's not a champion's champion. When you think of Randy Orton, When you think of John Cena, when you think of Ric Flair, you think of their title runs, right?
Yeah.
So
And
what
how
I'm saying is Cody Rhodes can be as hot as he wants, but that doesn't mean he has to be champion. You know what I'm saying? And we agree with this. If they wanted Cody to be champion so bad, why the fuck did they unify the belts?
exactly like if they didn't unify it, they could have had Cody Rhodes win the WWE, and Roman still has the Universal Championship.
Mhm.
But not since they did, it's like Roman has both, and it just makes no sense to take them off of him.
And honestly, I see a lot of people saying that maybe they could just put one title on the line and have Cody win that one. But that would kind of weaken Roman's credibility. Like you lost one belt though. It just would make it look bizarre if Cody just fought for that belt, because then it's like Roman's character can still say, "Hey, you didn't win this one," and it's like it's that's going to be the chip that doesn't put Cody over. So for me, it's just I don't believe that Cody is the guy to end the title reign. I know all good things come to an end, but Roman is on path to surpassing some of the all-time Bruno San Martino. I forgot the other one. Hulk Hogan. I mean, those are big names. Why take a belt off a guy that's gonna do that for a modern era?
Yeah, it would make more sense if you're going to take him off. It would make more sense to wait until he surpasses all the greats, and
Wait,
so he
wait until he surpasses it, or at least wait until like the Roman character starts to crack a little bit. If that makes any sense, because we're not bored of this yet. I'm not bored of this yet, and there's no chinks in his armor yet. Just wait till it get like John Cena got boring. So over time, what we start to do to Cena, we started booing him because we got tired of Cena. Kurt Angle got boring,
you
for
know,
being so good, so we booed him. Right? We haven't gotten to that point with Roman, so just keep him as champion.
well, exactly. It is important. It's just still interesting to see what he does every week,
Pretty much.
and now he,
There's a big percentage of us that if Roman would have stopped wrestling today would not watch the product anymore.
well, no, it's like cool. I'm not gonna watch Cody Rhodes.
Fuck no. He
Fuck
like
that.
he won't even have a long title reign. Cody would luckily have had that fucking title for 100 days.
It's the reason why I watched Roman, and I watched Bloodline, and I want to watch these segments with the whole Usos and the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens thing, and I want to see what's going on with the whole storyline like that. That's interesting. That's what makes I watch it, or I like listen to the promos and stuff. I don't want to hear Kobe's promo. I don't want to fucking watch fucking Jude McIntyre or fucking The Miz or the Brawling Bruce and all the other bullshit. I don't even feel just watching the whole Lita thing when Lita and Trish came back.
And now Trish had a heel turn. I don't know how I feel about it. I never well, I know Edge had a heel turn in his later in his career, like since he's older now too. I don't know how I feel about legends having heel turns. I don't know how I feel about that because it's like that can hurt their not to say hurt their legacy, so to speak, but it's like certain guys are just set in stone. You're gonna cheer for them because they're iconic. Like Edge is iconic, HBK is iconic. Um, if Shawn Michaels came back today and had a heel turn, I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
Yes.
I mean, like, what was it? It was an awkward angle. I kind of felt something awkward how they kept throwing Trish in these like I felt weird because, like, right, if you're gonna make tag champions, why Lita and this Trish don't be tag champions? What the fuck was Becky Lynch involved in it? If not, if there's gonna be an angle. So once they had like Trish just kind of tag along with Becky and Lita being champions, I was like, why the fuck would they bring Trish back just to not be a tag champion? I mean, Becky as a decorated champion herself, she don't need a tag title. So it kind of set up this weird jealousy angle or some shit. And at this point in Trish's career, I just don't see the need for her to be a heel. I mean, she's a great heel in her prime, but
For now, that she's like old, like doesn't make sense.
that makes sense. I didn't agree with that one. I didn't like that
It's not, I don't even think it will even last long. We're gonna have a
because she's
couple,
a part timer.
like yeah, a couple of segments here and there show up and then just done. Okay, so what was the point?
I think since the Bailey shit kind of got boring, Becky and Bailey got boring. Let's be honest. The storylines for the women are dying out because they don't really have Sasha Banks, and she was a very good storyteller herself. And the only I don't know about you, but the only good story right now for the women is the Rhea Ripley shit. That's the only that the Bloodline and the Judgment Day are the only two segments that I watch. That's the fucking only thing because I really don't care about Bianca Belair. I knew she was gonna be Asuka. Um,
She's
you
been
know,
overused. Like it's like a way. I don't know, every damn year, past 2 years. Oh, mom, Bianca, winning the belt. We're defending the belt. Every time it's like you're not like just give it to someone else. The only person that had it off was Becky, and it went back to nobody else had the freaking belt when Bianca had it.
but it's almost like they need to do what AEW did. They need to make a women's intercontinental fucking championship so you can give other like Nikki, like Alexa Bliss can have a title. Great talent that's not being pushed to the moon anymore needs a title. Like I don't know if you watch AEW, but AEW got a women's tag team title. They got a women's six tag team title. They got a women's uh, AEW Women's World Championship. They got an AEW Women's TNT Championship, which is basically like the mid card Intercontinental Championship. And then they got a Women's Light Heavyweight Championship. So they got a lot of titles for the women. WWE said, "Oh, let's get tag titles and this one other title." No, they need a fucking mid card championship for the women. I've been saying this shit for years.
Well, exactly. Like they need some other belts, like not just have. Oh, here's the Raw Women's title, the SmackDown title, and then you got the tag team. It's like, what is the rest of these stars gonna do?
Like, why don't they make a women's United States Championship and a women's Intercontinental Championship? What the fuck is wrong with that? Like,
No,
why is WWE so against that? I don't understand. They never like given these women mid card titles.
nothing. If you
Like,
get,
I could see some good
you
storylines with that.
can have it for the woman.
Yeah.
It just makes more sense to do it that way.
Therefore, like because think about it, women never have better championship careers than men because men have more titles to compete for than women. Women only compete for really just one belt. And now they got the tag titles in there, so now you got legends like the Fabulous Moolah, like in the '50s, that like only went for one belt her whole fucking 20-year career. She didn't, and then you got like people like Charlotte Flair, who's a good champion, that's gonna have damn near like NXT women's, SmackDown women's, Raw women's, and tag titles on her resume, and then it's gonna make these old legends look like they didn't do shit because the
Yeah,
women don't have any fucking thing to compete for.
yeah. It's wow. What it's like the woman revolution stuff falls from my time. We only compete for one. You guys are competing for others.
Right,
And then back then, there was so many like matches and stuff that women can never do.
right.
Like, no Hell in a Cell match. No, there was no women's Royal Rumble, women's uh
Money
chamber.
in the Bank.
Yeah, Money in the Bank chamber match.
Yep. Like I think it made more sense to relaunch the Divas Revolution and the new Revolution like it did in 2015 with more titles.
And
Now I
then
give them credit with the tag shit, but they need a mid card championship.
well, exactly. And they need more those as you mentioned those two mid towels to give those other superstars that were actually good back a couple of years ago when they were champion, and then they decided to not push them anymore.
Right.
Like Alexis, where like he's not even on the damn thing anymore.
And then not to get off topic before I ask you something else. What the fuck are they doing with Bray Wyatt again?
I have no idea because if they he came back, I think it was like around the Rumble.
Mhm.
He came back on Royal Rumble and it had that neon lights, whatever a stupid match with
With LA Knight.
LA Knight. And then he brought his new his brother because you could tell it's both Dallas
It's fucking Bo Dallas. Like,
in that Dan and Uncle Howdy's thing.
Uncle fucking Howdy. It sounds
It,
like a racist, if you ask me.
it's so ridiculous. And I think I don't know something about thought there was supposed to be another match in Elimination Chamber, or I can't remember if he had. Other than that, I haven't seen them
And then
back.
I keep reading these little like wrestling like sites on Instagram and shit, like the fan pages for wrestling and stuff, and they're saying like the WWE is, quiet, on Bray Wyatt's status in the company as they pull him off TV for the third consecutive week or some shit like that. But it's like, okay, either you're going to believe in Bray Wyatt's characters or not. You keep bringing him back because the fans bitch at everybody for fucking releasing him. Then when they bring him back, they're like, okay, well, we don't believe in his characters. It's not scary enough. It's not the Undertaker. Give this motherfucker like a chance to do something. Let him be this character. What I think they need to do is they need to get rid of this stupid Firefly Funhouse Dollhouse bullshit segment that he has, and just let him go full creepy. Because the thing is, nobody fears Bray Wyatt. That's the problem with Bray Wyatt. Nobody's afraid of him. Like when we were kids, we were fucking terrified of the Undertaker. Like I used to think that motherfucker was in the shower or under the bed or in the closet. I thought Undertaker was gonna fucking kill me when I saw him. He really put fear in me. Kane, that motherfucker didn't speak for like the first 3 years in the company. And he's sound like a fucking robot on the mic. He was fucking fearful. The boogeyman eating worms and shit and pulling like
That's
shit off people's face. He was fucking terrifying. But my point is, you don't get that with Bray Wyatt. You just see a fucking man in a different mask one week and different mask this week and different mask that week, and it's like, okay, who gives a fuck? They're trying their hardest to create the face of fear, and it's not working. So, but he's a great talent. So they're at a weird place where it's like they don't believe in this character shit that he's doing, but they believe he's a great in ring performer.
yeah. Because to me, the last time Bray Wyatt was actually really good, or his character was when he was actually the whole group of the Wyatt family.
That was the last time that he really like was being pushed in like in the championship matches, or like it was fun
It,
to watch.
it was the biggest in the group because
Yeah,
they had
Luke
like
Harper.
uh,
What the
which
fuck was that other name?
there was
Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan and then Luke Harper, which is pretty much his real name is Brody, which is past because his son was actually in
At WrestleMania.
Mania, and then they added Braun. That's when later they introduced Braun Strowman. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Ran, Randy Orton joined their group, and then I remember something about
Daniel
Braun,
Bryan had something with the group.
and I think John Cena one time.
Hmm. He had a feud with them in 2015. I think he fought him at WrestleMania. But that was the last time. So when he became the Fiend character, to me, when they didn't have, this is where they fucked up with everybody always want to talk about where WWE went wrong with Roman, but this is where the WWE went wrong with Bray Wyatt. They fucked up when they didn't allow Bray Wyatt to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. You remember that?
Yeah,
Like they allowed Brock and Roman, the only two I believe, to beat Taker at WrestleMania, but they didn't allow the quote unquote new face of fear. How the fuck am I gonna fear somebody if the old scary guy's still winning? It
mm,
makes no sense. And
yeah.
that's what they killed his career, in my opinion. Bray Wyatt did not like Undertaker should have lost that match to Bray Wyatt.
So Bray can become the new face of fear, and then as the Undertaker retires,
Right.
pass the torch. But then they didn't like say, nah. So I don't think this could be believable. The Bray can be the new face of Fear. So we're gonna have Taker win this, and he's gonna still remain the face of Fear, even though he's kind of retired now.
Yeah, and he only comes back for like fucking the 30th anniversary editions, old school editions and shit. Like, and eventually he ain't gonna be able to do shit in the ring. Cause his last match, his last real good in ring match. I'm not talking about that pre-recorded shit with AJ Styles, that fucking boneyard shit that they did. I'm not talking that, but his last in ring match with Roman Reigns was a fucking disaster. He had a bad hip. He could barely walk in the fucking match. He couldn't even keep up with Roman. Like, it's over for Taker. That's why they had to pre-record that bone match shit. Remember that boneyard shit when he was in that on the motorcycle and hitting AJ with shovels and shit, and
Yeah,
looking for him in the dark and all that weird shit. I don't like matches like that, to be honest. It just because it's fucking pre-recorded, so they can add the mystical power shit to it.
yeah. It's just ridiculous. I
It's
remember.
like I think we can agree the worst part about the COVID era was all the pre-recorded fucking matches, like that pre-recorded match that Cena did with Bray Wyatt when Cena
Yeah,
fucking.
the,
Remember when that weird shit that lasted like 40 fucking minutes just for him to get squashed?
that I don't even understand that one because the whole and damn entire match was really just them going back to different times
Back in fucking time. Like,
and shit and stuff. And it's like a freaking, it was like a play,
yeah.
like a big damn freaking play. All right, make sure we got our costumes on, like, and then at the end, John, and then John Cena loses. Huh?
Yeah. He lost to like a claw to the mouth or some shit.
Yeah, this is like what, a 16-time champion. You lose
It's
to a
it been really pissing me off the way he been losing at WrestleMania. Like he lost to fucking that Austin Theory. He
yeah,
lost to Undertaker. He like lost the last three WrestleManias. He lost to Undertaker, he lost to Austin Theory, and he lost to Bray Wyatt in his last three WrestleManias. He's been fucking getting squashed.
how the freaking you lose against Austin Theory? Someone that you should be able to beat. Because it doesn't make sense. Like, if you get there and have him, like, all before that, beat all these other guys, Randy Orton, beating uh, Brock, Brock Lesnar, all these big names, but you lose to a guy that's in the United States, not even a freaking big name.
The only good thing that happened to Austin Theory was beating John Cena, and he didn't even beat a prime John Cena. He didn't even beat a peak John Cena. He beat a part time movie
Old,
star,
part him old,
part time WWE but full time movie star Cena.
yeah. We got him.
Like who gives a shit? Like I kind of had a sense, like me and Alexis, we was watching WrestleMania together, and I was like, this is gonna be if Cena's going first, it's gonna be a quick match. Every first match gets squashed. Think about it. Night one.
What the heck? Never mind.
Uh, hold on. Let's see. So, fuck's sake. You see my camera now?
No, like I on your side of the phone, it's just black.
What the fuck? Uh, oh, tell me I gotta restart this shit again.
Fucking
Yeah, I got a call, and don't you hate when you get a call when you try to go be on live?
yeah. I don't. I had to do it when the whole.
I might have to do a part two and end it and restart it. I don't know what the fuck. Usually it just goes back.
Like, yeah, I don't. It's that's fucked.